What's up, guys? Today's video, we're going to attempt to change the transmission fluid in this 2007 Polaris Sportsman 450. Let's get into it. Okay, so one of the first things we need to do is we need to crack open this oil fill check bolt. This thing will tell you how full it is. If it should just kind of weep out, that's where you want the level at. And the other side is the drain bolt. But to access this stuff, it's going to make it a lot easier if we take these rear wheels off. So I'm going to get a jack. I'm going to jack up the back end and take off the rear wheels. Let's get that done. Okay, so one of the most obvious things is make sure your foiler's on level ground, set the parking brake, put it in park, and then we can go ahead and get a jack and jack it up. Now we're going to go ahead and remove this wheel and the other wheel. With this wheel off, it also gives me a real good look at how bad these bushings are. If you can see up here, there's no bushings there whatsoever. And the same with the bottom over here. There's nothing. Here, there's nothing up here. There's nothing up there. This whole system needs replaced bad. So I've already ordered all the bushings for the rear end and the front end. So I can't do anything but just wait right now for them. So we'll get into that in another video. But here's access to the oil fill check now. You have a lot more access here. We're gonna go ahead and get a socket on that thing, open her up, stick the drain pan underneath her, and make sure nothing drips out. I don't believe I said, but these lug nuts are size 14, and your oil fill check size is a size 16. So once you crank this bolt loose, you'll be able to pull it off. And if you can see in here, it should just kind of weep out. There should be a little bit in there, which there is. So we're going to go ahead and leave that bolt off, go to the other side, take the tire off, and do the same thing with the drain. Okay, with your other rear tire off, if you come around to the other side, you should see a bolt pretty similar to the oil fill bolt. It's a size 16. We're going to go ahead and pop that off, and it should start draining the fluid. Well, that was barely on there. Oh yeah, that is black, black, black. Who knows when this has been changed last? If it's ever been changed. We're gonna go ahead and let that drain all out, and I'll get back with you guys. Okay, so I've cleaned the drain bolt out. It says nothing in the maintenance book from the manufacturer about this washer, so I'm not sure if they have to replace it or what. I don't even know what it is. It kind of looks like rubber, but it's not. But I'm not going to mess with it. I'm just going to leave it on there. I cleaned it up as best I could, and I'm going to put it back in as soon as it stops dripping. Okay, guys, so what I'm going to be using today to refill my transmission and my diff, since it's all one thing, is this 5W20 conventional motor oil. This is not synthetic. I've read a lot and I've seen a lot of things about what you should and shouldn't use. I'm not going to buy any Polaris branded stuff because it's just a ripoff in my opinion. From what I've read and all the research I've done, 5W20 is an adequate replacement. Now, you probably could have used a better brand, but this is the only one that I could find at Walmart that would work. Now, since it's 5 quarts and you only need a quart in there, I'm going to go ahead and flush out some of the old stuff since I have so much of it, because it should only take a quart in there. But I got this little hand pump that kind of just sits in here. Unfortunately, it doesn't fit, but it'll pump out no problem. And I'm actually going to pump a little bit in and let it drain out and try to flush any of this old stuff out. So just like that, I'm letting it drain out. I'm going to let it all the way drip out again. And then I will put the drain plug back in and show you guys what I do from there. So once this stops draining, the manufacturer states to go ahead and torque this to 22 foot-pounds. And I'm going to go ahead and do that and reinstall it. And we'll move on to filling up the other side and putting a cord in this sucker. Okay guys, so actually what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and fill up where I'm supposed to fill it up at, because I have so much of this 5W20, and I'm going to actually let it run, put it in gear, and give it some gas, and try to get these wheels turning, get some movement out of this thing, so I can try to flush out any more of the old oil, then put more in it, do the whole process over again. But if you don't want to do that, and you just want to fill up your oil level to where it should be, you need to make sure that you pump. It's about a quart. It says 32 ounces in this fill hole. And you need something small like this to fit in here. I don't know if you'll be able to get anything else in here. But in my case, I'm just going to fill it up until it starts weeping out. It says to fill it till it weeps out the bottom threads. So and you give it about 5 minutes after that. Let it settle, I should say. You can even give it for a ride, then recheck it again. If you guys notice now, it's starting to weep out. So I'm going to go ahead and quit here, put the plug, let it drip out, put the plug back in, and I'm going to start it up and let it run. Now, if you guys are just refilling your oil, refilling the fluid and not going to flush it out like I am, you would stop right here and call it good. And that would be how you change your transmission fluid or transmission oil, whatever you want to call this. So, but I'm actually going to be flushing it out even more. So I'm going to put this drain bolt back in, turn it on, put it in high, and kind of take off for a second, or put it in low and let the wheels spin. Okay, so now that I've ran the transmission over for a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and repeat everything I've just done and call it good. Alright guys, so that's going to be the end of this video. If you like this kind of content, please like the video down below. You know, leave me a comment if you don't think I did it right, if you don't think this is going to be good enough fluid for the tranny. That should be all, guys. Also subscribe. Thanks for watching. Peace.